Hey folks, TechTucker here. In today's episode, we are going to go through my PlayStation 5 collection. The reason I want to talk about that today is just because I've been enjoying the platform a lot recently. That's pretty much the main reason, to be perfectly honest. I've got a collection of about 40 or so games. Pretty much I've had my PlayStation 5 since August 2021. So I've not had it incredibly long, but just over 2 years, 2.5 years really. So yeah, as I say, I'll give you a walkthrough of the games that I've got, as well as just kind of give my opinions on some of them and some memories I have associated with them. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first stack of games, some of these are kind of alphabetized, some of them aren't because a lot of them were under my TV unit because I usually play it, chuck the case under there, and yeah, move on to the next one. But first game I've got here is the Atari 50 collection here. Is that actually called that? The Anniversary Celebration. So I picked this up off Amazon, not the Christmas it's just been, but the year before. It was pretty cheap, I wanted to give it a go. As you can see, it's still sealed. I do have a bit of a backlog, and I usually don't open games until I'm going to play them, because, you know, may as well just keep them nice and pristine in the meantime, right? But yeah, this is one that I've toyed with the idea of playing sometimes, to be honest. Not got around to it, something I definitely want to pick up and play. I bought it for the fact that I'd heard rave reviews about it being a really impressive collection, and it had some games like, some interesting games, Cybermorphs on it, you know. Yeah, stuff like that I just want to try out, have a look at. It's something that I might, you know, it depends when I get that retro kick, you know, when I really want it, but, yeah. Next game I do have here is Call of Duty Vanguard. Maybe wonder why do I have this trash in the collection. To be honest, like, I don't think it's that bad. I didn't mind Vanguard, I thought it was alright. I did get this the year it came out. I got it for Christmas that year off my brother. I played through the campaign. To be honest, that was alright. Not a bad campaign at all. Usually I don't play Call of Duty for the campaign, it's just multiplayer in that anyways. Oddly enough, I didn't play much in the multiplayer. It was a bit glitchy in that when I played it. The lobbies were a bit crap as well. But yeah, the campaign was a solid playthrough, about 6 or so hours, couple of sittings. I was happy enough with that. I thought it was alright. So not much more to say about it. The next game I do have here is Call of the Lamb. This is the deluxe edition. Yep, definitely that's what it is. So it does have some goodies inside it. I can't remember really what's inside. I think it's an art book or something, and a soundtrack maybe. But yeah, this is one that I thought looked interesting. Devolver Digital titles, I think that's what they're called. Devolver Digital, yeah. Again, they always intrigue me. So Call of the Lamb's one that I've not played yet, admittedly. You'll be seeing that's quite a recurring thing. But yeah, with Call of the Lamb, definitely one I want to pick up and play. It was on sale in game. It was like £24 for this edition of the game, when that's often what I see the regular version going for. So I was like, yeah, I'll just bite the bullet on that one, pick it up, play it later. And then next one here is kind of similar. Game had it on special, Death's Door. I think it did go on special after it became a PS Plus title. It was one of those games, I saw it in a platinum, like, how many platinums you can get in a month video. It looked interesting, so I was like, yeah, I'll pick up a copy. It was only like £8, so yeah, it's like, it's cheap enough to add to the collection. And the next one here is Elden Ring. So I'm not usually a Souls guy or anything like that, and surprise, surprise, I've not played this one, but there's a good reason for this. So this came out around the time I was finishing off Pokemon Legends Arceus, and when I played this, it's open because I literally installed it. I was like, once I finish the Pokedex and do all the challenges and that, get the shiny charm, I will get, and that's what I did. I had this ready to play and install, and my son was born that very night, so, well, I've just not gone around to it. One I definitely do want to play though. This, again, it's sitting still installed on the system. It's just something I've genuinely not got around to. Similar, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I'm hoping to play this ahead of no, this is not Rebirth, sorry, this is Intergrade. Yeah, Intergrade. So I want to play this ahead of Afterbirth or whatever it's called. I've forgotten the name now. Yeah, so that's the first wee stack of PlayStation 5 titles here. Again, some solid titles. Usually, again, I've got a pile of the games I've been actively playing. These are just ones that have kind of sat on the shelf in the meantime, so you'll get more actual reviews shortly. But yeah, as I say, these are some titles I really do want to play. I've played Vanguard out of these ones, and then the others, I was so close to playing Elden Ring, but, you know, full-time job, you know, child, social life, you know, you're juggling a lot. So yeah, it's one of those where I definitely do have intentions of really ramping up my gameplay this year. I want to spend a lot more time doing that as opposed to just buying more games to put on the shelf. That's a bit of a New Year's resolution, if you will. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll grab the next stack of games and run you through them. Okay, so with the next stack here, this game I love. I think this game's fantastic, and it is Guardians of the Galaxy. You can get this very cheap these days. Like, I got this the Christmas of the year it came out. I think it was 2021 that it came out, that I played it. Yeah, but I did a run through. I got most of the trophies in one go. Admittedly, I want the platinum, but from what I read at the time, you couldn't just do chapter select and go and clean up your collectibles, because they're the only trophies I don't have. I got every other one. So I didn't miss any like the missable trophies through a single playthrough. It was just collectibles, which is so annoying. So it's not a game I'm in a rush to play again, because it's one of those story heavy games. Like, the gameplay is really good, but it is story based, so I don't know if it has skippable cutscenes or anything. But when I want to play it again, yeah, I'm gonna go for all the collectibles and get the platinum on this, because it's just those last few that I need to clean up, to be honest. But yeah, so it's a fantastic game. If you haven't played it, 100% do it. It was the game of Christmas 2021 for me. I binged it over like 2 or 3 sessions, and it was about 18 hours or so. I just sat and played that for like 2 or 3 days straight. Worth it. It was worth it. Then next game is a very recent addition to the collection. My first super rare games or limited type release, and it's Hell Pie. Reason I went for it on PlayStation 5 is because the Switch version came out and it needed a patch. And with these games, I want to be guaranteed the full version on disc or cartridge, you know, whatever I'm buying. And if updates come later on, that's fine, but I want a fully playable version. And yeah, I wasn't going to buy it on Switch. And it was in Nitro Rad's video. I thought this game looked really interesting, some like indie platformers and that. Another game I've got off that list was Super Sammy Roll. That was really cool. And yeah, but Hell Pie looks really interesting, so I've kind of picked that one up. I'm always cautious of buying those sorts of games. The collector, like the limited run's gonna end up just leaving them sealed, being afraid to open them. But yeah, next game I've got here is Hot Wheels Unleashed. Again, I bought this in a Black Friday sale for like when it came out. I can't remember how much it cost. It wasn't too expensive though. Just kind of sat on the shelf. It is a PlayStation Plus title as well, so it is in my library. So if I'm gonna play it, it will be digitally anyways. But I heard really good things about it. I was in the mood for a game kind of like this at the time that I bought it. But ultimately, I just kind of left it sealed, so whoops. Next game here is Immortals Phoenix Rising. Again, I heard good things about this game when it came out, so I did go and pick up a copy when it was heavily discounted at game for like £13 or so. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much comparable to Breath of the Wild. Kind of similar, so if you played that, you kind of get an idea of what that game's like. And then the next game is Klonoa, the Reverie series. Fantasy Reverie series, sorry. Yeah, this game's fun. I do quite like Klonoa. It's I'm glad that they did do these remakes just to make it that more accessible. It's a fun little game. They're not too long or anything either as well, so, and you can get this game very cheap these days, like £10-15 or so. So definitely pick this one up. I would say it's charming, it's whimsical, it's that kind of game. It's very fun. It's quite like I was gonna say it's quite laid back, but it's like some of the enemies and the demons and that can be like, oh, this is it's kind of like Kirby in that sense. It's deceptively cute on the outside. Once you get in it, it's a bit weird and wacky. Recommend this one. And then next game is still sealed. Is Pac-Man World Repack. Again, this is a remake of the PlayStation 1 platformer. Again, this is one that I do want to play, just not got around to it, unfortunately. So, yep, that's it. You know, sometimes you get these games, you want to play them, you just haven't had time to get to them. Similar with Power Wash Simulator. Again, this is a PlayStation Plus title now as well. So likelihood is when I get around to it, this is just going to stay sealed. And then next one here, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Yeah, with this one, again, very nice. I've not played much of it, I've seen bits and pieces as well. This is one that I'm going to start again, do a full playthrough, get Platinum in at some point, because the Platinum's not too hard or anything like that, and I think, yeah, the way it looks, graphics are all nice, the gameplay's cool. So yeah, again, that's a very brief review of Ratchet & Clank, but I've not played much of it, so I'm just going to start again and go for Platinum. Then next game here is Sifu. Sifu is one of those games, I think the combat in it just looks incredibly fun. Something that is still burning a hole in that backlog. But yeah, that's this next stack of games, so I'll hop on over to the next pile in just a sec. Okay, so next pile of games is starting off with Sonic Origins. So I have played this collection, and yeah, I think they're pretty solid actually. I heard a lot of things about being buggy and glitchy and that, and I'm not going to discredit that at all, because I do see posts now online, it's like, oh, but I didn't experience the bugs. It's like, that's not to say other people didn't. I've not experienced any bugs or glitches. I played through Sonic 1 okay on it, and I've been playing CD quite recently as well. Again, it's a solid collection, especially with a lot of the price drops. You can see it around like as low as £20. I think the lowest I've seen is like £15, £17. If you can get that price, I think it's 100% worth it. It's just nice to have these titles on a modern platform that, again, Sonic CD being on Switch is the only way you can play that on Switch, for example. It's good to have like Sonic 3 and Knuckles on modern platforms as well, so I'm quite happy to have that one in the collection. Then next game here is Sonic Superstars. Again, I did get this one not long after it came out. I should have just waited till Black Friday, to be honest. I paid like £30, £35 off Rare Waves with a discount code, but it took ages to arrive. It took like 2 weeks to arrive. If I knew that, I was ready to play this when I ordered it, and then yeah, time passed, work was busy, so I just never got around to it, unfortunately. But it's not one that will take long. I know you can beat it in like 3-4 hours. It's not a long game, but this is one that I'm probably going to go for platinum in when I do go for it, so just to get a bit more value for cash out of the game when I do play it. And then this one here, Stray. This is one I do intend to play pretty soon, actually. This is in the running. I've got 2 or 3 games in my mind that I want to play next, and then this is coming after those games. And then next game here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. This game kicks ass. I played it on Xbox Game Pass, so I largely bought this one because it was only like £20, and I did really want a physical copy of this in the collection. So I ended up buying it for the PlayStation 5. So again, when I do want to play it again, I do have a physical copy. Not only that, I value, like, I'm not a big trophy hunter or anything like that, but I want to go for platinum in this game at some point for sure. So when I do it, I've got the copy to do so now. The music in it's so good. It's T-Lopes that did it as well. Music's chef's kiss. Mwah. And then next game here is The Quarry. Again, I was going to play this at Halloween. Didn't get around to it, unfortunately. But I'm hoping this year that I really do want to dedicate more time to the PS5 in particular, because a lot of these games, although I'm buying them discounted, yeah, I want to get my money's worth out of them as well. Not only that, I want to be gaming a bit more just because I always put it to the side and it's too easy to do. And this year already I've made some good strides towards playing some games. So yeah, The Quarry is on the list. I'm definitely playing this one this year. And then this one, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Yeah, this game's alright. I do quite like the Borderlands series. From what I've played, it's not like as good as, say, like Borderlands 1 or 2. In terms of, I'd say it's on par with 3. Gameplay's good and all that, it's what I want. It's out of the game, I suppose, so it's not bad or anything. I'm not going to give it rave reviews. It's alright. I'm not too big on Dungeons and Dragons demons, so yeah. This next one here, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. The reason I actually got this is I was playing this on Xbox, but then they did, you can get the Series X upgrade if you pay extra, and it's digital, so no physical copy. So I was a little annoyed at that. So again, this one was discounted when I bought it, like £20 or so. So this one's purely just to have the best version of the game. And again, like, I did play through most of it on Xbox. I got quite a lot of the achievements. So if I ever want to play it again, and I want to go for achievement hunting or trophy hunting or whatever, I've now got on PlayStation. But this is largely just to have in the collection to have the best possible version of the game, because I also do have it on Switch. I love Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. They are classic games. And then next game here is WWE 2K22. This one is sealed. I have played it digitally because it was a PlayStation Plus game. I bought it in the Black Friday sale, but then they literally announced 2K23 like a week after. This was when I bought this, and then not long after that it became a PlayStation Plus title. But I also do have 2K23. That game's really good. It's a biggest step up from 2K22. So yeah, if you can actually get your hands on 2K23, 100% worth it. Really good wrestling game. But yeah, I've got another pile, and this is stuff that I've been playing a bit more recently, so I'll give some more in-depth thoughts in just a moment. Okay, so I've got this next pile here. Before I started this video, I forgot that I had these 2 games because I bought them very recently because they were on sale in game. This first one here being Enchanted Portals. The reason I bought this is I've heard about it being like the poor man's Cuphead. It's complete blatant rip-off. I do have Cuphead on the PlayStation 4, so next time I want to play it, I am going for the Platinum. I've got it on Xbox, beat it there, had multiple playthroughs on Steam. I usually get to like a third island and then play something else, and I've played it a few times on the Switch as well. So Cuphead is legit in my top 5 favourite games of all time. If you want to see a video about that, comment below. That's something I might actually make. But yeah, Enchanted Portals, it was £13 out of sheer curiosity. I don't think this game's had a big print run either, so it was either buy it now or buy it on Steam or something later on to play digitally. So I was like, I'll just buy it there and then. Even if it's not a great game, it was cheap enough, so I'm not going to complain really. And then next game is kind of similar vein, Forspoken. This game I've heard is actually pretty good if you get past the intro and turn off the weird voice guy. So it's the kind of style of game I do like, so I will give it a fair shot. It's not one I'll go for platinum or anything, but it's just one out of morbid curiosity that I do want to try. And again, it was £10 for a PlayStation 5 game that was AAA title released last year. You know, I'm not gonna... I've got a morbid curiosity about games that are considered bad. Like Lord of the Rings Gollum, I want to buy that one day. Same with that Kong game, but I'm not paying more than £5 for them. But yeah, next game here is Sonic Frontiers. So this one I actually have just platinumed. So this one wasn't a difficult platinum or anything like that. It was literally, I'd done everything in the game. I beat the main story in that. I just needed to do cleanup on doing the challenges and that. And opening the portals, because every level I was making sure I got every red star ring and S rank, and then there wasn't even a trophy associated with it. I'm like, that kind of sucks. That would have been like a trophy to say. It's like they weren't hard levels or anything, but at least you went through the grind and the effort to do so. But no, Sonic Frontiers is a game I really do enjoy. I think it's a great return to, I won't say return to form because it is different, but it's the right steps for this series to go in 3D. Although there are some elements that they definitely need to work on, like the overworlds, like the hub worlds, the islands. The grassy plain ones are fine, but they're too similar in my eyes. And then the desert one was just a bit of a nightmare to navigate. It was a bit frustrating. And then when I unlocked fast travel, it was just like breath of fresh air. I'm like, thank God I don't have to do that anymore. But yeah, as I say, this game definitely has some flaws. I would give it a solid 7 out of 10, I would say. I would give it a little higher because I really did enjoy this, but it literally took me like over a year to beat just because of where I was in my life. Again, very young child, not sleeping at night, so when it came out I did buy it day one, I did play it for those first few days, and then I fell off, picked up again in March, fell off again, went back and beat it in like July, but I really wanted to beat this, and literally this week I went and finally rounded off the platinum for that. So it was a bit of a journey, but this game was at a certain point with me in my life, so I do have those memories associated with it now. But yeah, really good game. If you haven't had a go of it, definitely pick up. I wouldn't say don't buy it on the Switch unless you like literally have to. That's all I'll say. I do have it on Switch as well. They're the only two platforms I've got Sonic Frontiers on, but I just wanted a portable version of the game, which is the only reason, and it was before I had the Steam Deck. So, next game here, give me one second, I'm going to put that down. Next game here is Spider-Man 2. Again, this game, I love this game. I literally beat it in like 3-4 days, and I literally put in like 30 hours 30 hours in that amount of time. That's incredible. I've not done that in such a long time. This game really is just like, I've seen so much discourse for it on like Reddit and that. I know it's, you know, Reddit could be seen as a cesspool of degenerates, if you will, but yeah, a lot of people weren't happy with this game, it seems, but a lot of the reviews and that, like, yeah, the game's fantastic, and I have to agree with like the reviewers. Like, this is honestly, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. It was pretty buggy, to be honest. There were times where like chests and that wouldn't open for me. There was a mission I had to restart, or from the last checkpoint, sorry, because I couldn't progress it, and just the triangle button prompt wouldn't work. There was a mission where Peter was riding a bike and I clipped into the ground and I had to restart it. Yeah, there was a bit where I was following a car chases Miles, and then he just glitched, the car disappeared, he glitched through the floor, and then I was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to reboot the game. I haven't saved in a while because I was doing side missions and that, but then I had the bright idea to switch over to Peter. That saved me, and that was lucky. And you know, there's certain parts of the game I really did enjoy. I won't go into spoilers though, but yeah, I got the platinum for this. It wasn't a hard platinum. It was literally just do everything and play the game. So I played it on the amazing difficulty, so just standard. But yeah, it was an absolute joy to play. I didn't have to look up anything for collectibles. They weren't like too obtuse or anything like that. I maybe looked up 3 spider bots just for cleanup purposes. But everything else I didn't have to like look up online or anything like that, because usually you'll get collectibles in games and you have to start googling things and whatnot, being like, oh, I just need to get the rest of these. I know with them, like the spirits and Pokemon Legends, that was like the last open world game, if you will, that I fully completed. Those will-o-wisps were a nightmare to find some of them, so I ended up just looking them up, and it was tedious. But within this, every collectible was fun. I enjoyed the content that came alongside it, really enjoyed the story, really liked the characters, considering I'd played through Miles Morales, which is actually next in the pile. Spider-Man Remastered as well. I played that not too long before this, and I got straight into this and I beat it all like within days. Speaks volumes for this game. Absolutely recommend this one. Traversal is the most fun I've ever had traversing in any video game. It is almost flawless. So yeah, very high praise for Spider-Man 2. Please play it if you have not. I cannot recommend it enough. Next game here, Miles Morales for the PlayStation 5. This was the first PlayStation 5 game I actually bought. Bought this with my PS5. It took me a little bit to get around to it. I played it in November of that year when I got it. I did buy it in August, but yeah, I ended up... I can't remember what I was playing. Oh, it's Crash Team Racing. I bought that again. It's a comfort game. I can't help myself. But yeah, Miles Morales again. This game's really good as well, and it's also a lot shorter. You can probably get... I've not went for the platinum in this because I think it does require a New Game Plus playthrough for the trophies. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, of course, but when I see those trophies, I don't bother. I don't have to play through a game 2-3 times to get all the achievements. Like, I think in general I get why they're trophies, but I think they should just try and stick everything single playthrough, do missions, maybe beat on a certain difficulty. You know, those just playing the game that I've just beat again. I don't get New Game Plus and why people like it, to be honest, but hey ho, it's what it is. But yeah, Miles Morales, really fun game. I quite like the story in that one as well. Yeah, and then next game here, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So I bought this with the intention of, oh, this is going to be the Call of Duty for the next 2-3 years. Like, hot dog. And to be fair, it's not a bad game. Like, I did enjoy my time with it, but it was one of those where I played it for like the weekend it came out. I did, you know, went to my pal's house, I brought my PS5, we had 2 systems on the go, had Bevy, I just came back from holiday, so I got a bottle of absinthe with us as well. It was great fun, but it was just one of those where fell off it pretty quick, and then they brought out Modern Warfare 3, didn't buy that, didn't go near it, and it was very disappointing to see. It's like, oh, so they promised, oh, no new games coming. Modern Warfare 3 was basically a glorified DLC, to be fair, but I was really, really disappointed that this didn't. It was still a great game, but it wasn't what I expected from what they kind of promised, and then, yeah, they released a new game anyways, fell off, probably won't pick it up again, to be perfectly honest, but hey ho, hopefully the next, again, Call of Duty is better. I've been hearing rumours that it's another Black Ops game, so we'll see, but yeah, it is what it is. Next game here is Resident Evil 4. Again, this game I need to go back and finish. I've got a good few hours in it. Really, really, really enjoyed this game. Again, there's a reason this was Game of the Year contender for a lot of people and whatnot. It's a fantastic game. If you've not played Resident Evil 4, the original has its merits. I think both are worthwhile playing as standalone titles. This game is much more better fitting into like the original Resident Evil trilogy. If that makes sense. Like, Resident Evil 4, the original one, kind of went off and became more action focused as opposed to, you know, the horror-esqueness, the horror theming in that. Well, the remake seems to try and strike a good balance between the two, and I think it does that fantastically. So the next game here is Potion Pyramid. Again, the only reason I have this is because it's £5 on clearance at Smith's. It looks like a charming enough game, so I might play it at some point. I'm not desperate to play this, so it was literally because it was cheap, so I'm not gonna be crying myself to sleep tonight because I've not played it yet. Next game though, this and the next game in the pile are what I'm gonna play next. Last of Us Part 1. This is one that I just missed the sales on for like £40. I ended up paying full price like an idiot because I just really want to play it. And I was like, I can't be bothered waiting for the next sale. So I just went and bought it at Asda. Like, I'm very happy to have it in the collection. They removed multiplayer achievements, trophies, sorry, so I'm going to go for the platinum in this as well. This is a game that I don't feel I gave the original Last of Us a fair enough chance. I tried to play it, honestly at the time I felt like it was a poor man's Resident Evil, but I've also grown up a lot since then when it first came out, so I'm going to give this game another go. And again, the story in that, the TV show, like, is popular for a reason. I'm going to give it a fair shot. If I don't like it, I don't like it at the end of the day, but I'm really excited to play it. And then they've got the Part 2 remaster coming out as well, so yeah, might give that a go also. In this game, Neon White, you'll have seen in my Christmas haul video that I got this off the missus. Yeah, this is next on the list to play. Between this and Last of Us Part 1, I'm probably going to play some PlayStation tomorrow, to be fair, so I'll decide then. But for tonight, yeah, I'll still ponder on the thought, what shall I play next? Neon White again gives me Mirror's Edge vibes, looks really cool, so yeah, wanted to play it. Then next game here is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Cowabunga Collection. Played this not too long ago. I have platinumed it as well, so happy days. But yeah, it's a collection of all the classic Ninja Turtles games. All you have to do to get each trophy is beat the game, and there isn't actually an exploit to fast forward and beat the end of the game pretty quickly as well, if that's what you want to do. What I did is I did a mixture of playing through them, and then I was like, oh, there's some trophies you can just fast forward for, like the Game Boy ones and that. I don't really care, but this is a great way to play the Super Nintendo ones like Turtles in Time, Hyperstone Heist on the Mega Drive. You can also play the arcade game, which they are the main reasons I bought this collection. I don't care too much for the NES Turtles games or the Game Boy ones or anything like that, but again, it's a very good value title because you can actively find it for like £15-20, and there's like, what, 13 or 14 games in this? Let me check. Okay, it doesn't give me an exact number, but there's like 13 or 14 games in this, so really, really good value package. But yeah, next game here is UFC 5. Again, I've seen a lot of discourse for this one online as well. A lot of people don't seem to like it. I think it's good. I do. I really, really enjoyed my time with this one. It's one that, for the most part, I think I'm done with it for now. Like I got the championship. You know, I'm the light heavyweight champion. I'm happy enough with that. I'm not an online player or anything like that, but what I'll do is my brother wants to have a go with this as well, so likelihood is I'll swap it back round for the rest, the WWE 2K23, maybe have a go on that as well on single player. But this is always a good game to fire out parties and that, or if you got friends over, just do a couple of multiplayer matches. UFC games are great for that, so I'll keep it handy for that anyways, and I won't uninstall it. Next game here is Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2. This game, really enjoyed it. It's such a step above the first game. At first I wasn't too sure that the controls, while refined, they do feel a tad slower, which it was noticeable to me because the first one was like turbo mode, so I kind of gotten used to that. But with Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, this game is really fun. The character selection, the characters are actually well thought out. The movesets are all they make sense. They're good references to the shows and that, and the gameplay fast and fluid. My main character was definitely Azula. She was fun to play as. The campaign, like the roguelite elements and that, incredibly fun. Although for me to grind like the last couple of trophies in this game, they did get a little tedious just with fighting the same hordes of enemies. So I was ending up skipping up those levels most of the time. Like there's levels where you can fight like a horde of like 10 enemies. I kind of got pretty bored of those. The rest of the levels were just fine, like fighting normal fighters and that, and the bosses and such. Although I saw Flying Dutchman a little too much, to be perfectly honest. But maybe if they make a third game, they do the everyone is here type thing like they did with Ultimate, and then maybe flesh out the campaign a bit more and add just a bit more variety. I think they'll be sitting on a very close to a 10 out of 10 like platform fighter, to be perfectly honest. This isn't far off, but with some of those things that I mentioned, it brings it down just maybe an 8 or so for me. It is a really solid game. If you like platform fighters, this one is not a bad bet at all. And yeah, that rounds off the pile here. So that is the PlayStation 5 collection. So as you can see here, this is just a small pile of the games that I've got, but yeah, it's a system I'm really enjoying. With that, I think in total, I'm trying to think of my PlayStation account, I think I've got like 9 or so platinums. I'm looking to try and increase that as well. There's something just incredibly satisfying about getting platinum trophies. And PlayStation 5 is largely my main platform of choice these days, for the fact that Xbox Series X games, again, it's hit and miss if they're all on the disc, and if it is, they come with Xbox One versions as well, and that's the one that's on the disc. PlayStation 5, I know it's the PS5 version of the game on the disc as well. Yeah, it's things like that, and the Xbox seems to be going much further into the all-digital route than PlayStation at the minute, so I do have much more faith that they'll continue to keep releasing physical titles. But yeah, That's just a little bit of reason. But there are games that I do have on the Series X, like Dead Space, for example, Need for Speed Unbound, that, you know, I still do have those titles, but it's just maybe not on PS5. I do like to divvy up sometimes. But yeah, if you did like the video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And of course, if you want to see any other videos or any other collections, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that's it from me today. So have a great one, guys, and like, share, and subscribe, and see you after. Thanks, and goodbye.